I just want to start off this by saying I think it's amazing how you could view something, read something, watch something 50 times, and each time you get something different out of it. And how not only that, but you can miss things that are just like glaringly obvious. Like the second or 10th or 20th time you read this thing, watched this thing. And that's how I feel about the very first chapter of Genesis, the very first verse of Genesis, which is my favorite chapter and verse in the Bible. I don't know. I just feel like the whole in the beginning, like how it starts, it's very simple but very iconic. And I remember as a kid, I would take my Bible and I would read the first verse like over and over and over again. Part of it is because I find reading an entire book god awful and just boring. Um, but part of it's because I was just like, wow, it's just like in the beginning, and just like I would just envision like this, like I don't know, like each time I would envision something different. Sometimes I would envision like the Big Bang. Sometimes I would envision like this void blackness and just like things appearing as God is speaking. Um, but there's a few things that I want to point out that I peeped this time reading the first verse. Um, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. So I think as I grew up, I started to view this verse as like God creating the universe. But I don't think this is God creating the universe because like according to modern science and to according to like a lot of different cultures, like the universe started with a big bang, and there's no big bang. Like the universe is already created. God created the earth and the heaven, so it's just like so there's things that happened before this, which I'm just focusing on the King James version for the series. I'm sorry, I keep looking like at my phone, and I need to be looking at like the camera so I'm not looking crazy. But during this series, I'm focusing more on the King James version because of reasons. I gave you the reasons already. But of course, there's like the Nag Hammadi, and then like there were like other chapters of the Bible that were supposed to be added that weren't. And then the Bible was written by many different men over many years, so it's not like it was like one book that someone decided to create. So I'm sure that's part of it. But like looking at the Bible the way my more recent ancestors looked at the Bible, I'm trying to like see the Bible through their eyes. I'm sure a lot of them looked at this as just a tool, but I'm sure some of them like really took this to heart. And I'm trying to like look at the Bible through their eyes, and yeah, there's like more to it. Like already it's like this is not the complete story because we're not talking about the creation of the universe. We're talking about the creation of heaven and earth, just those two structures. I also want to point out that okay, he made light and he divided the light from day, from the dark, and called the light time day, which I'm assuming means he created the sun because at least now on Earth, and I assume throughout the entire history of Earth, the thing that made day was the sun. So I found that interesting. Because like there's other lights in the universe, there's other suns, there's stars, other stars. The sun is a star. So I just found that interesting. And then it also says like he made a firmament, like two. So there's the waters of earth, and then there's the waters of heaven. So heaven's not entirely a place of water, from what I gather, but there's a lot of water in heaven. So there's, I assume, a lot of seas. I don't know how they're structured, what they're called, what they look like, but there are heavenly waters. Um, and then another thing that stood out to me was that Verse 14. And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years." So, and let them, this is 15, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. So, there's lights also in heaven, and the lights in heaven cause day to be day. Okay, that's a little confusing because he already created a light earlier for earth. You know, the Bible has many contradictions. A lot of this is supposed to be symbolic and not taken literally. These are the things that I found like kind of interesting in the first chapter. So hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of this first chapter of the Bible, the King James Version. Yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.